What if a regular human ended up in a secret school of monsters without knowing anything about the supernatural world? Imagine this. You're a lost teenager, completely clueless that your new school is filled with supernatural creatures disguised as students. That was exactly the story of Tsukune Aono, the most unlikely protagonist you've ever seen. Tsukune wasn't accepted into any other school and ended up enrolled by pure coincidence at Yokai Academy, a secret institution where monsters learn to disguise themselves as humans. Literally a fish out of water, or rather, a human among monsters. On his first day, he meets Moka Akashiya, a stunning vampire who will change his life completely. But don't think it was love at first sight, like in teen movies. It was more like, "Hi, I'm a vampire and I'm going to suck your blood." And that's how their first encounter went. The craziest part? Tsukune isn't that typical super powerful protagonist. He's literally the weakest guy possible at the beginning of the story. A regular human surrounded by monsters with absurd powers. His only supposed advantage? Unwavering kindness and determination that went beyond any physical limits. As the story progresses, Tsukune goes through surreal transformations. Initially a completely vulnerable human, he starts receiving blood transfusions from Moka that partially transform him. A holy lock, a kind of magical bracelet, is used to contain his increasingly unstable transformations. Imagine the pressure. Every time he received vampire blood, he risked transforming into an uncontrollable ghoul. But even so, he kept fighting to protect his friends and believed that humans and monsters could coexist peacefully. Tsukune's journey is practically a perfect metaphor for acceptance, overcoming, and finding inner strength when everything seems impossible. From an ordinary student to a shinso vampire, his transformation is simply epic. He not only survives in the world of monsters, but earns the respect of nearly everyone around him. Kurumu, Mizori, Yukari, all these monster girls fall in love with him not for his powers, but for his genuine essence. The most fascinating part? Even after becoming a vampire, Tsukune keeps his humanity intact. He remains that kind guy, determined to protect others, believing in good, and fighting against injustice. His transformation didn't corrupt him. On the contrary, it amplified his best qualities. A true hero who proves that power doesn't lie in muscles or supernatural abilities, but in the heart. But in the end, did Tsukune really achieve his ultimate goal of proving that humans and monsters can live in harmony? Or was his journey just the beginning of something much more complex and unpredictable?